On them back roads where the alligators crawl in the swampland, we ain't worried about no law. You can find me in the woods with my dogs under pine trees in the land of the lost.
I've been drinking on this whiskey, got my head up in the clouds, and if this world keep fucking with me, I ain't never coming down. So fuck this mask and all this trash that y'all keep trying to spread around. Tip your glass or kiss my ass, but I ain't dealing with you clowns.
Bless them all, land of the lost. God bless them all, land of the lost. I was raised in the country, and I paid all my dues. I was made in the country, and I won't change just for you. The place I call my home is deep out in the woods. If you don't belong, you better keep about these woods. Like my trucks are loud and my car's real fast, and I love the sound of a shotgun blast. Come around acting all big and bad, then Mr. Postman, that's gonna be your ass. Now I pray to the Lord if trouble stays a hell away from us. But just in case one day it comes, I'm not afraid, I got 'em loaded up. It's in my blood, it's in my roots, I keep it real down to my boots. And they hate to see me winning, cause they say I'm born to lose. Might be true, but I ain't losing, I ain't making no excuses. In the land of the lost, you gotta keep it moving. On them back roads where the alligators crawl in the swampland, we ain't worried about no law. You can find me in the woods with my dogs under pine trees in the land of the lost.
I've been drinking on this whiskey, got my head up in the clouds, and if this world keep fucking with me, I ain't never coming down. So fuck this mask and all this trash that y'all keep trying to spread around. Tip your glass or kiss my ass, but I ain't dealing with you clowns.
Bless them all, land of the lost. God bless them all,
Come on.
land of the lost. New breed.
It was backwoods and fishing holes, wild hogs and tadpoles. It was bobcats and backhoes. We were haul ass on these back roads. A bunch of assholes and country hicks, outlaws and lunatics. They would chew tobacco, smoke cigarettes, and the breath smelled like old Milwaukee's best. Back then, no one even ever heard of meth, but nowadays everybody wanna flirt with death. You better purry up the guy for the ones that's left. But between me and you, it's a hell of a mess. I mean, drive through the country, take a look around, y'all. You can smell the meth cooking like a fucking hound dog. And I put too many of my friends in the ground, or they locked in the pen and they ain't never coming out. Then the pills came and shit for real change. Childhood just don't feel the same. Daddy strung out and we got bills to pay, so we caught a case and got locked away. Back in the day, it was different times. I guess I came up in the nick of time, cause I still seen hell and been victimized. But I'ma get what's mine, cause I'm a different kind. I'm wide awake, I don't sleep good. I'm from Rock Ridge and Creekwood. In the deep woods, I was raised up, so this bullshit don't faze us. No government gon' save us. Ain't no way in hell you gon' play us. We prayed up, these masks off. In these last days, this is last call. Your soft ass won't last long. You better stand up and be a man, boy. Don't back down when it goes down. You better learn how to throw hands, boy.
On them back roads where the alligators crawl in the swampland, we ain't worried about no law. You can find me in the woods with my dogs under pine trees in the land of the lost.
I've been drinking on this whiskey, got my head up in the clouds, and if this world keep fucking with me, I ain't never coming down. So fuck this mask and all this trash that y'all keep trying to spread around. Tip your glass or kiss my ass, but I ain't dealing with you clowns.
Bless them all, land of the lost. God bless them all, land of the lost.
again. Welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. I'm Steve McMill along with Bryce Hunter and Will Duvall. We're in Dover for the Truck Series. And the qualifying is underway. Kyle Harbin on the track. In that number, actually that's going to be Nathan Mashcroft on the track in the number 5 machine from Dixon, Tennessee. Also, you got Steven Choate there in the 27. Lined up a pit road fixing to come off. Josh Lockwood in the 6 machine from Rochester, New York, heading onto the track. Peyton Hubbard already on the track in the 90 machine from Mocksville, North Carolina. Look at Hubbard. Quick time right now with a 23.11. Mashcroft, Jaworski, and Terry. Healy goes quick time with a now Adam Newbert on the track in the 17 with a 22.95. These times are going to be rolling in quickly. There's Ed Osborne in the 42 machine. Robbie Richards making his way on the track in truck number 48. Michael McClurley in the 15 truck making his way onto the track. Josh Lockwood goes 5th quick. Well, guys, what are you thinking right now?
Well, you're going to see a lot of these drivers come out early. They set the session for 12 p.m. Eastern time, and wouldn't be noon. So noon Eastern time, and this track is going to get warmer and warmer and warmer as the race goes on, Steve. So these drivers are going to get out early and get their laps taken care of.
Definitely. Newbert, quick time still with a 22.95. Healy, Hubbard, Jaworski, Lockwood, Mashcroft, Richards, Terry, and Osborne. Your top 9. Justin White coming out forward down the front straightaway. Let's see what time he puts down. He goes quick time with a 22.85. Josh Clemens in the 7 machine from Buffalo, New York, stopping on the exit there. He's probably going to reset. Also on the track is Rod Morris Jr. from Columbia, South Carolina. White, Newbert, Healy, Richards, Hubbard, your top 5. Jaworski, Lockwood, Mashcroft, Brackett. Brackett goes to 7th. Lockwood drops to 8th. Mashcroft and McClurley, your top 10. You got 20. Terry, Osborne, Proctor, and Choate, your top 15. These qualifying laps going to come by quickly, BJ.
That's right, they definitely are, and as we have 15 drivers with times in so far, we have, I believe, 8 drivers. Double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 drivers that have yet to put a time down now, as Ron Morris Jr.'s got a time down, sitting 6th quick with a 23.04. Bobby Hall Jr. out on track right now on his hot lap, takes the green. Oh no, that was his first lap. He would go 17th quick with that lap with a 26.04.
Also on the track right now is the 69K. It's Keith Hackney from Calhoun, Georgia. Jason Bridges on the track and Kyle Harbin on track. Kyle Harbin goes 16 quick. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Keith Hackney taking the green flag. Jason Bridges also on the track there in that 34 machine from Houston. Hackney going really high there on the exit, turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Or actually, that was turn 3 or 4. See what kind of time Hackney puts down. 18th quick, so he threw away his first lap. Let's see how he does on his second. Kyle Harbin moves up to 2nd now.
All that matters how well he can get down and stick on this bottom line and allow that for that truck to rotate here as he launches off turn number 4. Coming on the front stretch, we'll see what time he gets. Let's wait for it. He's going P1 here, Steve.
Quick time with the 22.81. White in 2nd, Harbin, Newbert, Healy, your top 5. Look at Bridges, he goes 10th quick. The drivers that have not qualified be Alan DeRocco, Wes Wiggin, TJ Henley, Josh Clemens, and Daniel Worthington.
And some of those drivers, Bryce has the list. Some of those drivers cannot qualify here tonight. Bryce?
Yeah, so the '08 of TJ Hanley is no qualifying. The 4 of Alan Duranco and the '88 of Wes Wiggin are all not putting down qualifying laps this evening.
Well, coming on track now is Daniel Worthington from Rome, Pennsylvania. In that 113, had a couple of strong runs. Well, we're at a short track. Can we go back to... Where do we go next weekend? Is it Watkins Glen?
Watkins Glen.
No, is it Watkins Glen or is it Nashville Fairgrounds?
I think it's Watkins Glen. I
Hey, look here. I can pull this up real quick.
Daniel Worthington, while he's pulling that up, Daniel Worthington coming down into turn number 3 for his first lap. We'll see what kind of time he can put down.
And I do have an update here. We are going to North. I was wrong too. We are going to North Wilkesboro.
Hey,
We were both wrong.
We're all wrong and we're guessing. I just thought it was a W. You know what I'm saying?
And it looks like all 3 series are going to be at Wilkesboro next week.
Let's look at Worthington. He's 20th quick right now at the line. Does he improve? He goes 10th quick. So your top 10 looking like this. Hackney, White, Harbin, Newbert, Ely, Richards, Hubbard, Boris, Jazorski, and Worthington. Your top 10 here at Dover.
And while things wind down here in practice, or in qualifying, I mean, we will go over the points really quickly. We have Josh Richards leading the way.
Kiefer has
With 8 starts and 1 win on the season. He's got 365 points over Josh Abbey's 356 at this point. Josh Abbey once again didn't race last week and he's not racing again this week. This is just going to further the gap for Robbie Richards and possibly allow Wes Wiggin to move into that second spot. Bobby Hall in 4th, tied with Daniel Worthington also for 4th, and then Alex Healy in 6th right now in the points going into tonight.
Well, I can tell you this, BJ. If you're a dirt fan right now, in the heat race in the final lap, in the heat race, I believe it's heat race number 1, it looks like Davey and Kiefer going to pick up the win. With Cardwell and Majulis balanced side by side, but they're going to be Cardwell picking up 2nd. Blake Majulis coming home top 3 in the heat race. At Fairbury, that was heat race number 1 with the World of Outlaw Butt Kicker Lake Ball Series. So
Didn't Majulis race with you guys?
he does. He's a 14-time Wotail champion.
They actually all raced with us.
Wow.
So, first heat race in the World of Outlaw Tour done and completed with the 2nd heat race. BJ, Evan C on the pole. So while we're waiting for this to finish, I mean, it's something neat to kind of watch for.
Can we notice real quick that Miles is holding a Dodge and Irish doesn't have a Dodge stock car?
Hey, there you go.
Yep. Well, here's something to think about, Steve. He said Blake Majulis got 2nd in that heat race.
He got 3rd.
Oh, he got 3rd. Well, last night in ours, Blake Majulis got 2nd in his heat as well. Evan C won his heat. Remember the final results of the feature?
Yeah. He won.
Blake Majulis did.
He did. So, heat race number 2 fixing to roll off at Fairbury. We'll keep you updated for some of the dirt track people watching us live on Ultimate Dirt TV. We want to thank you for tuning in on Facebook and Discord. But you're watching the Bluegrass Truck Series here at Dover. And we're just waiting for the qualifying to roll over. As Keith Hackney, quick time. White, Harbin, Newbert, Healy, Richards, Hubbard, Morris, Jazorski, and Worthington, your top 10.
And as we are waiting for qualifying to roll over here, like Steve said, there is here's your Bluegrass iRacing Series race breakdown. We have 101 laps this evening. Stage break is on lap 40. You have 4 sets of tires laying on the end of pit road, and expect fuel runs to be between 35 to 40 laps tonight, Steve.
Awesome. Because your top 5 looks like this: Hackney, White, Harbin, Newbert, and Healy. All right, your front row tonight. In an over 100 from Team No Love, truck number 69. It's Keith Hackney. Into his outside. is the Simbox Motorsports. Truck number 2 is Justin White.
Inside row number 2 from Southern Grown Motorsports, it is the 23 of Kyle Harbin, and to his outside, Adam Newbert in the 17.
Rolling off row number 3, we got Alex Healy in the 97. On his outside, starting 6, we got Robbie Richards in the 48.
Your 4th row inside in the Hubbard Racing. Truck number 99 is Peyton Hubbard. To his outside, in the 76, the Rod Morris Racing. It's Rod Morris Jr.
Row number 5 on the inside, in the 18 machine, that's going to be Gary Dzorsky. To his outside, the 113 Flex Motorsports truck, that's going to be Daniel Worthington.
From High Side Hustlers in the 34, we got Jason Bridges. On his outside, we got David Brackett in the 38.
Rolling off on your 7th row, the inside is J2R Josh Lockwood. To his outside is Nathan Mashcroft in the 5.
Inside row number 8 from Earl Shop Flex Motorsports is going to be the 94 machine of Bobby Hall Jr. To his outside, the 15 from McCooley Racing, it's Michael McCooley.
And once again from High Side Hustlers, we got Travis Twitty in the 29 on his outside. We got Brian Terry driving 31 truck.
Row number 10 be Ed Osborne in the 42. To his outside, Akamani Proctor from the High Side Hustler Motorsports truck number 9.
Akamai.
Go.
Inside row number 11, Stephen Choate in the 27. To his outside, Josh Clemens in the 7.
On the inside of row number 8, no, come on, row number 12, sorry. I lost count there. We got TJ Hanley in the 08. On his outside, we got the 88 of Wes Wiggin.
And right out your field is Alan DeRocco. We're going green here at Dover. Out of turn number 4. Green flag is out. Keith Hackney to the early race lead. Into turn number 1 there. The top 3 go single file as these laps will come in a hurry here at Dover. As you look to come back straight away into turn number 3, Hackney starting to pull away from the 2 of Justin White. 3rd is Adam Newbert in the 17 machine. Then you got Robbie Richards and Kyle Harbin. The field starting to single file out to go a little further back. I mean, it's almost all the way to Nathan Mashcroft at 12th and David Brackett battling side by side down the back straightaway into turn 3. These drivers are now single filed out a little further. Look at that, BJ. We complete lap number 2 here at Dover.
And these drivers throughout pretty much the entire field, as you mentioned, are single filed out. We've been seeing it in this series quite a bit, in this league in general quite a bit. The drivers staying calm, spreading out, playing it safe throughout the beginning of the race. Not a lot of movers, not a lot of shakers. We do have, however, Stephen Choate back in 15th. He has already moved up 6 positions. Alan Duranco in 20th. He has moved up 4 positions. Those 2 drivers, the only 2 drivers really making any big moves so far in the first couple of laps in this race. Still out front, though, we've got Keith Hackney, Justin White, and Adam Newbert moved up to 3rd.
Yeah, these drivers right now, they're battling a loose condition in going into turn 1 and turn 3 right now. They're going to be fighting a tight truck on exit. As longer the run goes, the tighter these trucks are going to get. It is really hard to run the outside line here, especially when you have a car on your inside, because you're not allowed to if you're in the inside truck, you're not allowed to float the exits of your turns up, and you'll be pinched down that bottom line, so you'll be burning more of your right front tire.
Well, Keith Hackney out of turn number 4. He will complete lap number 6.
We got trouble in turn 2, Steve.
Peyton Hubbard bringing out that caution. Peyton Hubbard in the 99 machine. Look at him. They go into turn. Oh, the 76 gets into him, and head on he goes into the outside wall. That looked like it hurt. Looks like Daniel Worthington involved a little bit. Yeah. Ooh.
That's a hard contact right there.
As you look there, you see the 76 gets into the side of Peyton Hubbard. Hubbard goes head onto the wall, bounces back down in front of Worthington. Worthington has nowhere to go. Tough luck for Worthington there. We're back to live pictures. So heat race number 2 just got completed, BJ. And Evan C won it. Alex Bergeron got spun out. He finished 6th in heat race number 2.
Thought you said MC won the first one.
You don't pay attention.
I do pay attention.
You don't.
He's just throwing shots tonight. Wow.
The driver's coming down pit road right now. Get some. Yes, they'd be getting fuel. What do you think they're doing?
Yeah, they're getting fuel only. It's too early. They're only on, lap 8 on these 10 of tires. It's too early to come down pit road. They still have 92 laps to go, so it's too early to come down and get tires. Come down and get fueled in this. This will get them to the end of the stage.
Awesome. I have to give BJ a hard time. I just have to. But, whoever wins the championship with iRacing, super late models, dirt racing, is $10,000.
What?
They win $10,000 for a championship. Yes.
In Moto?
No. Are you paying attention too?
Okay, you realize you're talking dirt, and you're talking World of Outlaws sprint cars. You need to throw in late models.
Late models. It's the late models. Kind of like how the Cup Series has their own thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, they're not running the sprint cars on that series. They're running late models.
Yes, for $10,000.
Okay, I was under the impression they were running sprint cars.
No,
that's what World of Outlaws normally runs. I know they have a late model division, but usually they run sprint cars.
That was earlier in the year.
Gotcha.
Heat race number 3 for them coming up right now.
Is this still the same guy that does the Tuesday night league?
No, this is iRacing's thing.
Oh, I know NASCAR. The eNASCAR deal has their announcer too. That's an iRacer. Didn't know if it was the same cat or not.
No. Well, as we're under caution, still with the piece of car right there. Heath Hackney, White, Newbert, Harbin, and Richards, your top 5.
I'm really curious to see what lane Keith Hackney is going to pick here on that initial start of the race. The bottom line did not get going. We saw one guy spin his tires, and that bottom line suffered because of that. So we'll see right here. They're going 1 to green. What line Keith is going to pick?
The middle.
It's like the middle.
Keith
he will pick that bottom line.
He will go to the inside. That's correct. With White to his outside. Lights are out. We're going to let him loose out of turn number 4.
The bottom line is the preferred line on the restart, but you also risk tire spin here as well. Because you get reason the bottom line is the preferred line here, Steve, is because when you wrap that bottom, that's the fastest line around this track is when you wrap that bottom. And on the restart right there, when you're going through your gears, the truck sticks a lot better when you're on the bottom on a restart. The Xfinity cars they're fun on this track, but they're not as grippy as the trucks are.
All right, looking at the fan cam. Someone stole the camera. That pace car pulling down pit road. We're fixing to go green out of turn number 4. Keith Hackney. The field's in his hands as they come to the Geico restart zone. Green flag is waving. We're back to racing here at Dover as we complete lap number 10. 90 laps to go. Keith Hackney in the race lead. Look at Newbert now. Battling with White. That's for second. Give it to Newbert out of turn number 2. Now Justin White and Kyle Harbin. Harbin to his inside as they go into turn number 3. Justin White doing pretty good on the inside. Harbin pushes up a little bit out of turn number 4. They get really close down the front straightaway, giving Justin White for that 3rd place at the line. Good racing day, single file out. As you look a little further back through the field, there's still single file until you get to right about 18th and 19th on the board. There's Travis 20, and Nathan Bashcroft, Josh Clemens, Stephen Choate in 19th, Michael McCooley in 21st. The Keith Hackney way out in front here at Dover.
And one thing we did see right there, Steve, is the bottom line was able to pull away from the inside. That allowed the 17 of Adam Newbert to overtake the 2 of Justin White when Justin White was on the outside line right there.
Definitely. Right now, Keith Hackney has about 3-car length advantage over Adam Newbert. White still in second. Harbin and Richards, your top 5 as they come down the back straightaway in the turn number 3. These trucks are really fast here as they come out turn number 4. We complete lap number 14.
Yeah, they don't call this track the Monster Mile for no reason. This track is known to be really fast. The concrete oval, really fast, really tight turns. It takes a lot of wheel in these vehicles to get those around.
You see the 76 of Ron Morris Jr. Right in front of him is the 97 of Alex Healy there. Jason Bridges currently at 8th. He's up 3 spots. Bobby Hall Jr. up 6. And then you have Al Duranco currently running a 10th, up 15 spots to start the race. Wes Wiggin in 11th in the 88 truck, currently up 13 spots.
Right now, the battle on the track right now is for second place. Justin White has taken the 17 of Adam Newbert on the inside, side by side, coming on the backstretch. Advantage to the 17 of Adam Newbert diving into turn number 3. Still side by side. There's no really advantage. The 2 right now pulls ahead a little bit, but that 17 will have the momentum on the outside as they come down the front stretch battle and side by side going to turn number 1.
As you look, Hackney, he loves to see him battle in the back behind him because that allows him to pull away just a tad bit. But Justin White has the 6th spot headed down the back straightaway. Newbert in the 3rd, Harbin still in 4th, and Richards in 5th. But Alex Healy there in the 97th, closing up on Richards there as they exit turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Well, we're going to crank it up for a lap. That is a lap here at Dover as we are completed lap number 19 on lap number 20. At the start-finish line, there'll be 80 laps to go here at Dover for the Bluegrass Truck Series. Now look at Justin White starting to close the gap on Keith Hackney. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. As we look at the lap times now. Well, let's see here. Keith Hackney. Well, White was quickest last lap, and actually he was quick on 17, 18, and 20.
Yeah, Justin White, he knows what he's doing. He practices a lot. I run a league with him on Thursday nights, and we already ran this track on we ran this track in Xfinity cars, and he was blazing fast. He loves this track. He knows what he's doing.
Definitely he does. I guess BJ fell asleep back over here. We're going to have to turn the alarm on.
Nah, you guys are just killing it. I was just taking a back seat for a little while.
Well, we just wait and wait. We figured you went to sleep.
We got two drivers down pit road right now. Alex Healy and Daniel Worthington still down pit road from the last caution that he was involved in as the first driver taking pit stop here before the stage break.
You know, this pit road is extremely difficult to get down to, especially in green flag pit stops, because it's also a very long pit road. Wraps all the way almost in the middle of turn 3 and 4 to the release is on the entrance on turn number 1. So you are down to the speed limit. We got trouble. We got Jason Bridges.
That's Jason Bridges and Nathan Mashcroft involved as now the caution comes out. Take a look at your instant replay. There you see coming out turn number 4. Oh! The 88 just seemed to get the back of Bridges.
So the 34 was already loose coming out of turn number 4. And it was in the wall coming down. The 88 had nowhere to go. That's highly unfortunate for Jason Bridges and the 42 of Ed Osborne.
Definitely it is. Tough luck there. As you look at, there you see 34 get loose, come down a little bit. 88 has nowhere to go. Taps him in the rear. And then he collects Ed Osborne. Ed. Well, flying there.
And one thing that's interesting about this track, Steve, is this track is not flat at any point. The only time it's flat if it's on pit road. So when these wrecks happen, most of the time they're going to be down on the apron on the lower side of the track. But that's also these vehicles are going to have a lot more momentum heading into that outside wall, so they are going to bounce back at you. I think that's what, as we saw right here, we're going to see most times we'll see a bounce back, and that's when the most of the collection is going to happen.
Now, here's one of the things to think about. Could we get an onboard with one of those trucks? You mentioned that there is no flat spot on this track. Could we get an onboard with one of those trucks as they go into turn number 3? Or coming out of the turn there, I guess. Okay, you see the banking here through turns 3 and 4. Now watch the banking change. Okay, so it didn't show a whole lot right there, but there's a massive amount of banking change right there. It just goes to show how much G-forces are held in that car throughout the turn, and then it gets unloaded coming off the turn, which is another factor to add in, causing those cars to shoot up towards the wall like that. It's a big difference.
And if you look carefully, you can see the truck getting light on the tires. There's a little hump coming out of turn number 4. You'll see it. You can see it more on the onboard. You can see the truck get light. And what I mean by light, the gravity changes, goes from positive G's to negative G's, and it lifts the truck up. And that a lot of times that's where people run into trouble as well, spinning out.
All right, your race leader is Justin White, Kyle Harbin, Bobby Hall Jr. in third. You got Alan DeRocco, Rod Morris Jr., Wes Wiggin, and David Brackett, Brian Terry, Michael McCluley, and Keith Hackney, your top 10 here at Dover.
Cars that pitted during that caution, we have Hackney, Richards, Clemens, Akamai, Proctor, Lockwood, Handley, Newbert, Jazorski, Maskroff. Out of the race so far, we're showing Travis Twitty out of the race in 19th. Alex Healy is back on track. Well, Travis Twitty's back on track. Just showing out for a second there. Currently still in the pits, we have Ed Osborne in the 42, Daniel Worthington in the 113. Jason Bridges is out, and Peyton Hubbard. Looks like Steven Choate is out as well.
As we're seeing on screen, the bottom line, the 2 of Justin White takes the inside line there on the restart. Remember, he did not come down pit road. He has yet to pit. He's going to be light on fuel and old set of tires here. So look for him to either wheel spin or usually one of 2 things can happen. He can either get a really good restart right here and launch out and take advantage of that low line going through 1 and 2, or he'll spin his tires. So because he has brand new set of tires on. Well, I can't say brand new set of tires, but he has a guy who pitted on lap 7 behind him.
Did not take tires though. Bobby Hall Jr., Alan Duranco, and Wes Wiggin. Those drivers only took fuel. Everybody behind them has taken tires at some point in time.
Place of Robbie Richards is your first car with fresh sets of tires.
Yeah. Looks like he only took right sides based on the time, 10th second.
Right sides is better than none.
All right, your pace car pulls in. Justin White heading to the Geico restart line. Out of turn number 4. He fires. We're back to racing as we complete lap number 28 of 100. Good start there for Justin White. Bobby Hall Jr. and Harbin side by side into turn number 1. Give it to Hall. Harbin actually might fall back, lose their spot because there comes Alan Duranco. Duranco to this inside of the 23. They go into turn number 3. Now your top 6 single filed out. There's Keith Hackney battling on the outside right there as he will take over that 7th spot as he took over from Michael McCluley there. Now Hackney putting the 98 under some pressure. That's 38. That's David Brackett as Hackney does get around him now. A race lead. Look at Bobby Hall Jr. looking to take the lead out of turn number 4 as we come to complete lap number 30.
Bobby Hall Jr. took tires on took fuel on lap number 7, so it could allow him. I'm not sure what their fuel mileage is. Bryce should be able to give us an update on that. But yeah. Bobby Hall Jr., can he make it?
Yes, Bobby can make it. Justin White is, I wouldn't say he is now in his fuel window. He told me, and a couple other drivers told me that roughly they can get around 30 to 40 laps on fuel. So he is well in his fuel window to see if he's going to make it, as he's still battling for the lead.
As you look a little further back, there's a lot of 2x2 action going on. There's TJ Hanley currently running at 16th, Adam Newber and Nathan Bashcroft. These drivers putting on a show for you. As now Justin White reclaims the race lead, and look at Duranco in 2nd. Bobby Hall Jr. falls back to 3rd as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Hackney onto the outside. He got the door shut on him there. Bobby Hall Jr. shut the door, and Hackney now he's going to battle back on the outside out of turn number 4. Give it to Hackney in 3rd now. Oh! Bobby Hall Jr. around on the front straightaway.
Lock it.
Looks like Bobby Hall Jr. just come up on the car behind him. It would be the 2nd time within the same lap he did it. The first time he got Keith Hackney on the back straightaway. That time there, it bit him in the rear end as he goes around collecting a few other drivers there. Take a look at our instant replay here.
Let's see here.
As we see, it does look like the 60. No. What number is the 94 of Bobby Hall? Tried to come out of turn number 4, and came out of turn number 4. Tried to slide up, and unfortunately ran out of real estate. And I don't know who turned him into the wall, but ultimately I do pin that on the. Who is that? I'm curious to see. It's the 7 of Josh Clemens. Yep, he tried to come up, and the 7 was already at his wheel well. That's not going to end well if you're the driver that wrecked.
Usually doesn't end well for a driver that wrecks.
Nope, not at all. So it's like they're fighting for a space right here. Just nowhere for the 94 Bobby Hall Jr. to go.
Let's take a look here and see if the 7 car comes back off the wall, because you can see off the back of Bobby Hall Jr. he is coming down. Actually, looks like Bobby Hall Jr. was holding his line right there from that view. If you look at the seams on the track and the concrete right there, it looks like Bobby Hall Jr. never came up off of that second seam down from the wall. The 7 car does actually come down on that one. Take a look here once again. You can see the seam right there Right there, you just see that stripe right to the right of the 7 car. It does creep up to it just a little bit right before contact, but that 7 car come clear from the wall down into him from that view. So,
BJ, after looking at that view, I do have to agree with you. I'm really curious to see if the 7 got loose right there on a corner exit, or if he just got tight and tried to overcorrect, or if it was intentional. Because remember, he did cut off. Who was it? Keith Hackney, the 94 did on last lap. So I wonder if that was a little paid back, if they had to check up, or what that was.
Definitely don't want to be in the admin shoes to make this call. I'm curious to see what decision they make, though.
I mean, it's definitely depends on what camera angle you watch or look at, really how you can make that call. But if you look dead head on like we watched the last replay, I mean, I do agree with you there.
Yeah, that will definitely be handled and looked at by the end of this race, or at the end of this race. Jason, their fearless leader here, does a really good job of waiting until after the races and talks to everyone that has a complaint. And they have 24 hours to protest any call that goes under further review from the Drivers' Council, and the final decision will be made. It's kind of like the appeal process for NASCAR suspensions and DQs and stuff like that.
So, I did not hear a call made on that one. Lights are out. Justin White looks like he's going to choose the outside. Cars that pitted during that caution will be Adam Newbert, Robbie Richards, Nathan Maskoff, Josh Clemens, and Ed Osborne. Those drivers are all still on pit road. Brian Terry, TJ Hanley, those drivers also pitted. They have made it back on track.
All right, don't forget, we got a stage break coming up.
And we did get word that the 7 will be charged with the caution.
All right. The pace car looking to pull off into pit road as the field's in the hands of Justin White, starting on the outside as he creeps along to the Geico restart zone. You see right there out of turn number 4. That's where you see 2 lines. The leader can fire anytime between there. Justin White's on the loud pedal. We're racing as we are completing lap number 38. Into turn number 1, White with a good sizable lead over Duranco. Then you look at Keith Hackney in third, the 23 of Kyle Harbin falls back to fourth. Hackney's not done as he looks to the inside of Alan Duranco going into turn number 3. Side by side, give it to Hackney for second out of turn number 4. Now he has his eyes set on the 2 of Justin White. White goes to the inside into turn number 1 as they completed lap number 39 on lap number 40. Hackney's going to look to the inside, can't make anything happen down the back straightaway now. White to the inside, he's going to cover that line. Now Hackney goes to the outside. Into turn number 3, Hackney will follow the line. He's going to look underneath them, coming to the start-finish line. It's going to be Justin White picking up the stage win there.
Justin White by a hair over Keith Hackney. Hackney coming in second. Duranco, Jaworski, Kyle Harbin, your top 5. And then it's going to be Ron Morris Jr., Wes Wigand, David Brackett, Akamai Proctor, and Josh Lockwood rounding out the top 10. Those 10 drivers receiving points for the stage. What a run by Hackney there. One thing to keep in mind, he did have that contact a couple laps prior in that caution there. If he does not take the time to get it repaired here, this could hurt him in a long run. That those damages on the front fenders like that got him up into the wall. That could cause more excessive tire wear, if I'm not mistaken, Bryce.
Yeah, absolutely, it does. Basically, what it does, you crank up those fenders, it allows it now that the truck is now aerotight, and that makes you use more of your right front tire. As you see the cars now coming down pit road, I expect everyone to come down and get 4 fresh tires and fill it full of racing fuel and get back out there. But yeah, back as I was saying, if you crank up your fender, especially here at Dover, Dover is a very, very aero-dependent track. you crinkle up your fender, and especially these long straights, it's going to hurt you. You might be able to get around the turns a tad bit better, but it's either you get down the turn a little bit better, or you can either burn your right front up more, heat it up, and even your right rear. But yeah, damaging your car on this track is just a nail in the coffin.
Well, BJ, get a quick question for you. There is an upset tonight in the World of Outlaws, the Butt Kicker Series. Do you know what it is?
I have no idea.
Well,
That I didn't make it.
Justin White, first off of pit road. BJ's going to try to get an interview with him, and I will tell you the information. I mean, it's breaking news. I will tell you that.
Well, all right. Well, I'll be right back. I'm going to see if we can't grab Justin White. And I'm really interested to find out this information.
Dun, 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 dun. Breaking news.
Four.
Alright, we have caught up with the winner of stage number 1, the driver of the 2 machine, Justin White. Good run you had there, man. Won out that stage by just fractions of a second. Walk us through that stage a little bit.
Yeah, I was a little bit nervous there with that last restart. I was talking to Nate, my crew chief, and he said take the high side, and Trav Hackney, who had fresh tires behind the guy on the inside there, I think it was the 4, was the best way to do that. So that's what I did, and I just had to hold him off as much as I could. I knew he was going to diamond the corner hard and burn up, try to use as much of his freshy tires as he could. And lo and behold, it sure enough, it worked. And we kept him behind there. So like I said, we're just trying to save fuel as much as possible. And Nate made a good call there by telling me to stay out. If it were me, I would have pitted on that second caution, but he said stay out and let's take a gamble and let's get us some stage points for the playoffs.
Well, it definitely worked out for you. You're looking at right about 50. It's like right about 55 laps when you guys go back green. What's your game plan for the rest of the race?
Be 100% honest with you, I don't know. I'll have to ask Nate. I may let him make the calls because he's the one that is crunching the calculator. So I'm gonna let him make it. I got to call inside or outside. Inside here, boys. Inside. Sorry, got to call inside or outside so that way they know which one I'm taking.
All right. Well, we will let you get back at it. Congratulations on your stage win and good luck.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, BJ, you figured out the breaking news yet?
No, I was doing an interview.
Well, for the first time in 2 seasons with the Butt Kicker World of Outlaw iRacing Championship, Alex Bergeron does not make the feature.
No comment.
I don't know who that is, but the way that sounds.
He is a 3-time NOS Energy Drink iRacing Sprint Car champion. So in the last 4 years, he's collected over 30 grand off of iRacing.
Nice. Nice. You can't make the feature. Nice.
He didn't make the feature.
He's the only one to win a Sprint Car National Champion so far, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, your
Pretty
pace car. Well, no, we've had 4 or 5 different champions of them. But we're back to the Geico restart line. Justin White on the loud pedal. We're back to racing. Here, Zagorski in 18 as you look at Alan DeRocco to his inside. Zagorski looking a little powerful there on the outside, out of turn number 2. Now looking to take the lead out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, given to Gary Zagorski, your race leader. Here on lap number 46, goes into turn number 3, running a little different line there. There you see Justin White. Cal Harpin on the outside, Alan DeRocco on his inside. As they will single file out at the start-finish line. Wes Wiggin into 88, currently running in 6th. Then you got Michael McCluley into 15. Akamai Proctor there in 8th. And then you got the 97 of Alex Healy, your top 9. Then you got David Brackett under fire with the 08 of TJ Hanley. That's a battle for 10th and 11th on the board. As you look at Keith Hackney looking to the inside of Hanley there. Now, Keith Hackney, he's in the back. What happened?
I'm looking right now. It looks like he did about a 16-second pit, so I probably went and stayed a little bit of the pits a little bit longer and fixed some damage up. That or overshot his box, one of the two.
Not really sure, but one thing I do know is Gary Jaworski on that restart shot out of a cannon through turns number 1 and 2 to take the lead. He's absolutely on a tear right now, flying around this track. Kyle Harbin in the 23 right there with him. Actually ran a faster lap that last time by. He's getting right up to the back bumper of Gary Jaworski through the turns now. See him dive down into turn number 1. Battle getting ready to brew here for the lead. Kyle Harbin still faster that time around than Gary Jaworski. Jaworski, could he have ran it too hard already the first couple laps, heated up his tires too quickly? And Harbin now able to get up to his back bumper already.
As we're seeing right there, there's a little bit of damage on the deck lid of Gary Jaworski right there. So that spoiler being up in the air like that gives it a little bit more drag there, BJ.
We look at 23 of Kyle Harbin now takes the race lead over Gary Jaworski. Justin White in third. There's Alan Duranko. As Ron Morris cheaters in his hip pocket there. Even the push down the front straightaway into turn number 3. There you see the 88 of Wes Wiggin. Lily a little further back. There you see the 7 machine. That is Josh Clements making his way back on track. There's Alex Healy. He's currently running in 8th. Then you have David Brackett and Keith Hackney in 10th. A little further back there you see Josh Lockwood, Travis Twitty, putting Akamai Proctor there in 14th. And there's Brian Terry on the lead lap in 15th position. But meanwhile, Kyle Harbin is trying to put on a clinic as he's pulled away from Justin White. White in that second spot. Duranko looking pretty strong here in the second stint.
Yeah, Alan Duranko, he's up 22 positions from the start of this race, sitting in third right now, looking fast and ready to make a pass on Justin White here. He's just looking up at the back bumper right now, sizing him up about a car length lead between those two drivers. Look at the pace that Alan Duranko carries down into the corners, dives down in quickly, sticks it to the bottom, sticks right there with Justin White. Those two drivers now starting to even out their lap times, only 3/100ths of a second apart from each other that last time by. Duranko could have come down. He's already up quite a few positions, still a lot of race left. He might be just playing it safe and playing it smart right there, backing off and not pushing the truck so hard. Also moving a lot tonight, the 88 of Wes Wiggin. He's up 19 spots, sitting in 5th right now. Good run going for him. The majority of this field now starting to single file it out. Looks like everybody's just playing it safe, staying calm. Wes Wiggin, wondering if maybe he didn't take tires or something there on the last one, but it does look as though he took tires along with everybody else in the field. Just having a really good night for him. And on screen now, you got the 97 of Alex Healy.
Hackney looking to the inside of him. That is the battle for 8th and 9th on the board. Give it to Keith Hackney momentarily as Healy battles back on the outside and dog race down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Healy had to let off of it a little bit. There is Hackney as Hackney now takes over 7th. There is David Brackett in the 38 machine. He's currently running in 10th. As you see TJ Hanley looking to the inside of him to make that pass for that 10th position. He made it look easy. TJ Hanley giving it to him to that 10th spot. But meanwhile, look at here. We got a battle for a race lead shaping up because here comes Alan Duranko in the hip pocket. Down the front straightaway. Into turn number 1. Duranko looks a little deeper there in turn number 1. He's going to fall back in line as they come out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Your top 2's pulled away. Kyle Harbin in that 3rd spot. Then you have Wes Wiggin now up to 4th.
Wiggin doing really good.
Go ahead, BJ.
I was going to say, Wiggin doing really good, making a lot of moves. Duranko as well. Those drivers sit 2nd and 4th. Duranko up 23. Wiggin up 20. Majority of the field still single filed out. Justin White made his way back into the lead. These two drivers, you see them there on screen, still sticking with right with each other. Alan Durango just a couple hundredths slower than Justin White the last time by. That time by there, a full tenth behind. But those drivers still sticking right with each other. Kyle Harbin and Wes Wiggin, third and fourth as well. We'll take a look on board of the 4 machine of Alan Durango.
You know, even this does race kind of like a short track. I call this the Big Bristol. There is still a dirty air aspect here. I think what you're seeing right now, you're seeing the deficit of dirty air, because you see Justin White is able to get the drive off and able to get the car rotated. The difference right now, the entry on Justin White is a little bit loose, while the entry on Alan Durango is a little bit tight, and they're both really tight off the exit of turn 2 and 4. So when you see that on entry, you know there's a reason why Alan Durango can't close the gap right now, is because the dirty air is so bad with his trucks.
Your top 5 looking like this: White, Durango, Wiggin now up to third, Harbin, Jaworski. Your top 5 here in Dover. You're watching the Bluegrass Truck Series live on Ultimate Dirt TV, simulcasting on the Bluegrass iRacing Facebook page and their YouTube and dirtfan.com.
We haven't seen many of them this race so far, but lap cars will be an issue here later on in this race, because the longer the green flag runs go on, the more lap cars are going to be. And we ran a league race here last couple weeks ago on Thursday night that only 5 cars ended up on the league lap. So lap cars and lapping is a thing here at Dover.
These cars are coming in a hurry, as Justin White and the 4 of Alan Durango. You know, this is really the first time we've seen Alan Durango up front all season long.
Yeah, he's been kind of quiet, not making a lot of noise this season. Currently sitting, where is he sitting in points actually? He is currently sitting in, he's sitting in 10th right now. He's only got 1 top 5 and 2 top 10s this season, but he has stayed consistent. He's managed to stay in the top 10 in points just by staying consistent. This is really going to help him out if he can continue to stay running up front here tonight and have a good finish. And Bryce, you mentioned the dirty air. You mentioned the lap traffic. Lap traffic is coming, and it's coming in a hurry. Lap traffic just now in turns 3 and 4. Our leaders are turning into turn 3 right there. This is another thing to play in Alan Durango's favor, because right now Justin White has got the clean air in his favor. It's causing Alan Durango a little bit of an issue trying to stick up to his back bumper and have a shot at making a move. So when we get into the lap traffic, how much of a difference do you think that's going to make putting dirty air on the front of Justin White's truck?
That's going to make a huge difference, because if Alan Durango is able to make the move and go on the inside or on the outside of Justin White and is able to set up what they call a pick, how they have in basketball, and you can set up picks with lap cars. So he can pinch. So if you're on the inside of Justin White, if I'm Alan Durango and I know that I have a lap car on the outside, I will drive down on the inside line, use that inside groove as to my advantage, and push the leader of the 2 of Justin White behind a lap car and allow me to have the clean air on this inside. It's all about a cat and mouse game.
Well, they put Brian Terry a lap down, as now they're heading to some more lap traffic. I think that's Mr. Proctor there. Oh, who is that? I believe that's the 48 machine of Robbie Richards next to go a lap down, as we have almost 29 laps to go, BJ.
29 as we cross the stripe here out of turn number 4. But you were talking about Robbie Richards there. The next truck to go a lap down just goes a lap down right there. Another lap down, I do believe, right there. Robbie Richards has not been having the races that he would like to have the last couple of weeks. Yes, he was able to take the points lead away last week, but he didn't have the greatest race going for him. He was able to take the points lead away because Josh Abbey was not there. That's not to say that Josh Abbey would 100% have had a better race, but Robbie Richards, you got to think he didn't have the race that he wanted to have. I don't believe he finished the race in the trucks, but accumulated enough points to take that lead position away. Now he's not sitting the greatest tonight. He's 15 laps down right now, sitting in 17th. This is really going to hurt him and take a damp on his points lead here. Not the way he's want things to go.
Definitely not wanting that to happen. That's for sure. It's Michael McClooley down pit road now. So right now your top 10 on the lead lap here at Dover. You're watching the Bluegrass Truck Series live on Ultimate Dirt TV. Now you're looking at race leaders making their way down pit road. Alan Durango passes for the race lead right there.
That could have been a race-saving move for the 4 of Alan Durango. If he did not get binged for speeding right there, he was able to pass the 2 of Justin White on the entry of pit road. That is huge, especially he got to his pit box first.
When you look right now, pit road, Justin White, Jaworski, Healy, Wiggin, Durango, Twitty, all down pit road. Keith Hackney, your race leader. Kyle Harbin in second. There's David Brackett coming down pit road. He'll fall to fourth as Ron Morris Jr. now in third. Keith Hackney in that 69 truck. Your race leader here with 25 laps to go. There's Kyle Harbin to the inside of Mashcroft. Mashcroft in the 5 machine. Nathan Mashcroft is currently running in 18th position. Here comes Kyle Harbin down pit road. Keith Hackney down pit road now. So is David Brackett pulling into his pit stop. There is Brian Terry currently running in that 4th position. There's Justin White on the track. He's currently in 6th with Alan Durango in 7th. Gary Jaworski in 8th. As they come out of turn number 4, let's see how things wind up here. White will move up to 5th.
I do definitely think it was a good move by Keith Hackney, Kyle Harbin, and Ron Morris Jr. to pit when they did. The drivers that were leading the race prior to the pit cycle went down, were in pit road. Those drivers came around, came down pit road the very next lap. Now what they're allowing to do, if they can get in and get out of pit road quickly, they're stopping the run from the drivers that pitted the lap before coming around on fresh tires and regaining some of that ground that they lost. And they're getting down, getting their fresh tires and coming back out and trying to keep the gap right about the same, if not less, than what it was prior to the green flag pit stops, based on their timing of coming down pit road. If they would have stayed out longer, it would have allowed those drivers on fresher tires to come around the track and start regaining ground on them before they pitted, costing them time, forcing them to lose time and lose track position coming to this stint on tires.
And they will be able... Oh, sorry, Steve.
No, I'm just saying 23 laps to go, 22 now.
Yeah, and they do, all these drivers do know that they can make it from here on fuel. So now it's just about conservating your tires to get them to where they get able to... I decided to swipe the wall right there. 7-2 has a little bit of damage on his right side. But as I was saying, they have to save their tires here. 21 laps is still a long run here at Dover.
Definitely right there, Alan Durango looking to close the gap on Justin White as caution's on the racetrack. For Gary Jaworski. There's Gary Jaworski there in the 18 machine. Keith Hackney right behind him. Jaworski gets loose out of turn number 4. Hackney had nowhere to go but in the hip pocket there. Look underneath the skirt and there went around Gary Jaworski.
Yeah, but how much damage does that put on Keith Hackney's car now, on his truck now? You know, he had earlier damage. Now he has, that's 2 now for him. So now hopefully he has a good enough front end to see the damage right there already before the contact. So curious to see how much more damage he has. He can't go too much longer before he won't be a factor anymore.
Yep, there you see Jaworski got loose there off the turd.
Got a little bit of damage to the left and to the right front. Just nowhere to go. Jaworski got loose in front of him. But How many sets of tires did you say they have, Bryce?
They have 4 sets laying on pit road right now. They've used 2 of them. Some of them used 3, some of them have used 2.
So Hackney has pitted 3 times.
And he was one of the guys that came down and got freshies on his first pit stop.
So he should have 1 more set of tires in the pits. If I'm Keith Hackney right now, I'm going to go ahead and take the time to get repairs done to that truck while we're under caution. I'm going to get 4 sets of tires, and I'm going to try to come through the field on at least slightly fresher tires than the drivers that do not pit, which at this point in time is the top 6. A lot of factors to play. Not a lot of laps left to do it, but on fresh tires, does he have the chance?
Well, you look at Hackney, Proctor, Arbent, Morris, and Hanley all down pit road. As Justin White, your race leader, Alan Duranco closing the gap on him right when the caution came out. Josh Lockwood in that 3rd position in the 6th machine. We haven't talked about him all night. And look where he's at, in that 3rd spot, up 10 positions since the start of the race.
Yeah, he's done a very good job, stayed quiet. On the last pit stop he made on lap number 70, he only took 2 tires on that one by the looks of it on his pit time. And it seems as though it's working for him so far. He wasn't losing any positions during that last green flag run. Really could be playing into his favor right now.
Yeah, absolutely. But I still have to give the advantage to the leader, the 2 of Justin White. He has been dominant all race long. This is playing exactly what in his favor. As we saw earlier, the 4 of Alan Duranco, was starting to close the gap. And so this now allows the field to reset, allows Justin to cool off his tires, save some fuel. And, I still might give my advantage to the 2 of Justin White here.
Well, your top 10 look like this. White, Duranco, Lockwood, McCluley, Brackett, Twitty, Wiggin, Proctor, Hackney, and Hanley. Your top 10 here at Dover.
We heard on the radio, the 2 was taking the inside line here on this restart. As we've been seeing, the 2 has been getting good jumps. So curious to see that's still going to continue on this run.
As you look as the drivers come down the front straightaway, that pace car turns off the lights. We'll go green next time by. Look at those happy fans in the stands.
They look more realistic than Madden. I'll tell you that.
Facts. Big facts. On Madden, they don't even, sway back and forth. At least they do that on iRacing. Madden, they're just straight cardboard cutouts that sit perfectly still.
I think I'm to where they're animated, but there's like 6 same different animations in the same 4 rows. If you know what I mean. It's like one animation, different one, the same animation, a different one, the same minute. Yeah, it's bad. So coming to the green flag, the first car on new tires, the 8 of the Westwick, and he is starting P7. Pace car takes the left-hand turn down pit road. The field is in the hand of the 2 of Justin White, and he's on the loud pedal, gets a great jump. Now he's about a 2 truck length gap between the 4 of Alan Duranco heading to turn number 1. It's like a double wide from 4th and 5th on back. First 4 as single filed out. 5th and 6th is now single or double filed with. I believe that's David Bracken, the 8 of West Wigan right there, Steve.
Definitely Lockwood falling back to 7th on that restart. We got a battle. Look at McCluley there. Michael looking to the inside of Alan Duranco. It takes Duranco a couple laps to get wind up here. As they come out turn number 2, 15 laps to go down the back straightaway for Justin White in the 2 truck. Into turn number 3, both drivers go down low there. Alan Duranco out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Can he pick up his first win of the season? He looks to the inside, can't make nothing happen in turn number 1. Out of turn number 2, your top 2 start to pull away from third place of Michael there. And then look at Travis Twitty in 4th. Looking down, trying to get a podium finish tonight. And there's Wes Wiggin. Puts a pass on David Brackett for 5th. 14 laps to go here at Dover, or 13.
Travis Twitty in danger of going a lap down just moments ago before that caution. Now sitting in 4th. Really smart play by him to put himself up there in that position. Looking a little bit further back, the driver that started on pole, Keith Hackney, he's moved back into 7th, trying to work his way back forward. We look at the lap times there on the screen. He's been slower than some of these drivers on track right now, trying to work his way through. Top 5 right now, single filed out. Alan Duranko looks to be wanting to dig that inside line, try to get his nose out from behind the 2 truck for just a little bit, try to close that gap, try to get up there. 11 laps to go at the stripe this time, only 44 laps left to do it.
One thing we're seeing here, BJ, is the 4 of Alan Duranko is able to have a better entry than the 2 of Justin White, but the 2 is able to get a better exit. So they get closer in the middle of the turns, and Justin White's able to gap the 4 on the straights.
As you look down, Wes Wiggin now up to 3rd, up 21 spots in the start of the race. Now look, Alan Duranko closing in on Justin White there. But as he said, the exit, Justin White pulls away as he comes down into turn number 3. It's going to be White, Duranko, and Wiggin as they come out of turn number 4. Be 9 laps to go here at Dover. Who will it be? Will it be White, Duranko, or Wiggin picking up the win here at Dover? Few laps. We'll find out.
I think it's still anyone's game at this point. However, Duranko does appear as though he might have pushed the truck a little bit too hard. Nearly 2 tenths gained, over 2 tenths actually, gained that last lap by Justin White over Duranko.
We got a wreck on the front stretch. Can't see who that was. It's on my POV.
Well, don't that change things up a little bit? Looks like yeah.
Looks like the 23 barely got into him.
Oh. It's like the 23 was kind of leaning on the 78 or the 38 right there when they came out of the turn, just shot the 38 straight into the wall. See, their contact right there. He's leaning on the 38 right now. And as soon as he came out of the turns, 38 has straight into the wall. That's really unfortunate for David Brackett. He's a good guy.
Looked as though Harbin might have clipped that apron. The apron's where the color changes down there on the inside. That is paved over the concrete racetrack. There's pavement down there, and that is that black. Looked from the bird's eye view, it said it just clipped it a little bit, and it pushed them up into the 38, and they were holding together all right. And then just when they broke free, it just broke hard and sent David Brackett up into that outside wall, sliding down the track and into the inside wall. Very unfortunate for David Brackett.
One thing I just saw, the 2 of Justin White stayed out. While Keith Hackney, Kyle Harbin, Michael McCauley, Josh Lockwood, Brian Terry, Wes Wiggin, and the 4 of Alan Duranko all came down pit road. And TJ Hanley came in on lap 81 for tires. So curious to see if that's the, that's 5 lap extra set, 5 lap newer tires. So that might be a difference here. But I'm really.
Hackney came out 5th.
Yeah, Hackney was in 5th right when that caution came out. He had made his way into 5th, so he was the first one out of that group coming down pit road. Actually, that would have been Alan Duranko, but Hackney did not take tires or anything on that one. My guess is he came in just long enough to get a few seconds of repairs on that truck and then come rolling back out onto the track. Alan Duranko took tires on that one, though, sitting in 6th, now right behind Keith Hackney after being in 2nd when the caution came out. Now he's on the fresher set of tires. This could make a big difference for Alan Duranko to try to get moved forward. Justin White, who's been battling for the lead, is on 20-lap older tires. He pitted last on lap number 74. So there's a lot going on right here, a lot in play. He's got to beat 2 drivers on 13-lap older tires in third and fourth out of TJ Hanley and Akamai Proctor, and then both on lap 74, Justin White and Travis Twitty. These drivers really going to have to do some work to stay ahead of some of these drivers further back that just took tires. Only 5 laps to go when we go back green. I believe it'll be 2 laps to go. A lot going on still. Anyone's game. Everybody's going to be tight. Different sets of tires all over the track. I don't know what to think going into these last few laps.
I think we're going to go back to green with 3 to go. I think we're 2 to green right now. I have to confirm that, but yeah, this is going to be a really interesting finish here. We have about 3 different strategies right now, just in the top 5 alone. So this is going to be really interesting to see if the 2 of Justin White is able to save his tires enough to get the win here. Or does TJ Hanley, who pitted on lap 81, have his save enough set of tires? Or does the newest set of tires, the 69 of Keith Hackney, who was on the pole beginning of this race, does he have enough to get from 5th to 1st?
I think it's going to be Alan Duranko, the guy to watch.
You think so?
I think so.
I'm sick with my guns. I'm going to go with the 2.
I'm going to throw it works. I'm looking at TJ Hanley. We'll throw a complete wrench in the works on that one there.
Well, it looks like the 2 will restart on the outside front row.
This is the same scenario as we saw at the beginning of the end of stage number 1, where the leader took the outside line right here. It puts the 9 of Akamai Proctor behind Justin White. And wait. No, check that. That puts the 08 of TJ behind him, I believe, right?
Yep.
The pace car looking to make a left-hand turn as we're coming to the Geico restart zone. Justin Fields in the hands of Justin White. As we come to the Geico restart zone, he fires off. We're back to racing with 3 laps to go. Justin White with a good restart there. Look at the 29. Takes over second. That's Travis Twitty. Akamai on outside. The 08 of TJ Hanley side by side down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3.
That's the exact restart the 2 of Justin White needed right there. He was out. Now he's up to about a 6 truck length gap on second place of Travis Twitty. That is the exact restart he needed right there to finish out this race.
As you look, the inside opens up. Now we're 3 wide, 4. Oh, wow. Beating the bang. There it goes. We got one around. That's Akamai Proctor. And they're still going around beating and banging back there.
That was a case of drivers not holding their brakes, just letting the truck roll around. Drivers still not woed up, just getting involved in that. You see him slide down the track, not holding his brakes. He gets hit again, slides up the track, just keeps on rolling. Just continuously collecting more and more drivers by not holding his brakes. It's one of the things that we hear preached a lot by race admins in various different leagues. Hold your brakes, hold your brakes, hold your brakes. And I think this wreck, I don't think it's going to be pinned on anybody. I think it's just a case of really hard racing the last couple of laps for those positions. 3 drivers aiming for the same piece of real estate and running out of room.
Well, if you look at it, going into turn number 1.
It's really hard to run 3 wide here.
You look right there. The middle opens right there. He misses the entry, goes a little high. So the 4 sees the opening. He's going for it. Keith Hackney right there. They're 3 wide. So now here comes Proctor starting to come down the track there. The 4 has nowhere to go. They make contact. No harm, no foul. Then the 4 comes down on an 88. And there goes around Proctor.
And unfortunate for that of Alan Duranko as well. That knocked him clear back into 7th with that. He's been having a fantastic run tonight. He had moved his way up there and was in that battle, and then has fallen back to 7th once again. Now, one thing that really surprised me with the way that iRacing scored him is showing Keith Hackney in 4th. And on the replay, prior to the caution coming out, he had made his way into 3rd. He was the 3rd car in line there, if I'm not mistaken. So now he has been shuffled back 1 position by iRacing. But if Justin White chooses the outside once again here on this restart, that'll give him the advantage over TJ Hanley on his inside. So really curious to see where Justin White decides to go for this restart. If I'm Justin White, I'm going to choose the inside, knowing how fast Keith Hackney has been. I'm going to choose the inside, hoping that Travis Twitty doesn't get a good jump, doesn't allow Keith Hackney to stick up there with me, and just try to come away with the win on this one here. We are looking at a green-white checkered situation.
Well, here's the thing, too, BJ. You have to think about it. The bottom line, usually the line with the leaders does get the better jumps out of the out of the 2 lines. So that's another risk you're playing in. If you're in the line of Keith Hackney or TJ Hanley, and TJ Hanley, and if you're in front of TJ Hanley on the restart and you get a good jump, that allows TJ to get a good jump as well. So more than likely he will take over 2nd place, because usually on those new restart rules that iRacing brought in, it allows the leaders to get out of a good, decent jump better than before. So that has to be in the back of mind of Justin White as well. Damn if you do, damn if you don't type deal.
That is also very true, but we have seen a lot of really good restarts out of Keith Hackney if he is beside or behind the leader throughout this entire season. So I feel like there's got to be a strategy call made. It looks like Justin White is going to choose the inside by the looks of it. He's keeping the truck down and leaving the gap open to the outside. So I personally, I think Justin White's making the right call here. I feel like Hackney's going to be his biggest threat.
Yeah, I agree with you. I was trying to play devil's advocate right there. But yeah, I 100% agree with you right there. This is his best. He's been having really good restart no matter what lane he's in. The high line, low line, it doesn't matter. He has been fantastic on his restarts. He needs at least, hopefully, 1 more restart to get past, and he'll be the winner tonight.
Well, green, white, checkered when he come out turn number 4. Justin White, your race leader. Travis Twitty in 2nd. There is TJ Hanley in 3rd. Keith Hackney in the 4th position. And you got Wes Wiggin and Michael McCluley there.
This also sets up Keith Hackney in a great situation right here, BJ.
It definitely does indeed. Lined up right behind the leader. Pace car is off. Rolling to the Geico restart zone.
Green, white, checkered is out. The green flag's out in the air. Justin White gets not as good as a jump as he has been, but he's able to get a good one at least. And he's out to a 2 truck length gap. That's still side by side for 2nd place. They're on back to 3rd place truck right now. He's got a little bit of contact right now between the 2nd and 4th place truck. They're 2 wide, almost 3 wide going into turn number 3. And it looks like all it's about Justin White's able to check out. He loves to see this in his rearview mirror. White flag in the air. 1 more lap to go here at Dover International Speedway, Steve.
White flag. As you look, Justin White looking to pick up his first win of the season. Oh, we got them bunched up there. Beating and banging. Now Keith Hackney up to 3rd. Travis Twitty. Oh, we got wrecking going on down the back straightaway. No caution will be thrown because the white flag is out. Travis Twitty in 2nd, but Keith Hackney looking to the inside. Out. Oh, Twitty into the wall. Oh! Mayday, we need a helicopter or an ambulance. Kyle Harbig comes home in 3rd. Coming to the checkered. There is the replay.
Cow.
That 08 went airborne.
TJ Hanley absolutely flying Looks like
net code.
I don't feel like there was that there was any right there. I don't think there was any contact in any way. I feel like it was more of just taking the air with the big dive off of Keith Hackney. I feel like it was just the air coming off of the back end of the 29, sending the 29 around. See right there, he gets so close to the left rear right there as he came across. It just sucked the air right off, took all the weight off the rear of the truck and sent him up the track. A lot of emotion going on right now from the drivers in the pit area. All I can say is I am glad.
That is 100% net code right there.
All I can say is I'm glad I'm not
not
Jason Collins right now. Wow.
Can you watch the onboard of the 08?
Yeah, for real. Riding on board with
Cheater right now playing jokes.
Alright, so here's the onboard with TJ Hanley. Cars are already wrecking in front of him. Caught him right there, just sent him as though he went over a ramp.
Two trucks drove under him when he was in the air.
He's still airborne.
If we can get those two POVs, I would love to see that.
He was airborne until he reached the bottom of the track there.
Yeah. I think I saw Bobby Hall Jr. drive under him. I think I saw maybe one more.
Still waiting on 100% confirmation on the finish of this one. There's one.
Oh my god.
There's two. Holy cow.
That's definitely going to make the highlight reel. Oh my god. I think it's fair to say if that happened in real life, we'd probably be saying prayers about TJ Hanley about now.
Probably.
Thank God this is a simulator, man. Thank God.
Let's go ahead and look at your results here for the Dover 100, the Bluegrass Truck Series. Justin White, Keith Hackney, Kyle Harbin, Alan DeRocco, Michael McClellan, TJ Hanley, Wes Wiggin, Brian Terry, Josh Lockwood, Travis Twitty, your top 10.
It's going to be Alex Healy, Bobby Hall Jr., Akamai Proctor, Ron Morse Jr., David Brackett, your top 5. Robbie Richards, Nathan Maskoff, Josh Clemens, your top 18. Bryce, go and finish this up.
Yeah, Gary Wazorski in 19th, Adam Newbert in 20th, Daniel Worthington 21st, Stephen Choate 22nd, Jason Bridges 23rd, Ed Osborne in 24th, and rounding out your field tonight, we got 25th is Peyton Hubbard.
All right, so we get to post-race interviews. Waiting for your race leader, Justin White. Let's go ahead and pull up our third place finisher. Kyle Harbin, congratulations on your third place finish tonight.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. I sure appreciate it.
Well, it definitely came to a barn burner of a finish there coming to the line.
Yeah, I knew I was, or felt like I was top 5 all night, and I led a few laps and got back there, got into some trouble trying to make my way up, and just all the cards fell into place at the end.
Definitely. Go ahead and tell us how, during the race at some point, I mean, you started off third, finished third, but what was your Achilles heel tonight?
Definitely tires. I mean, I can run just as fast as anybody on fresh tires, but after about 10 laps, I mean, I'm done for. So once the tires wore off, luckily at the end we had a short run and I was able to get tires at lap 95, and that definitely saved me.
Definitely. Go ahead and thank those fine sponsors making it all possible for you tonight, sir.
Yeah, thankful for Amspec, the wife and kids for letting me put it on, my teammates, regulators, and thankful for everyone who runs in this league and for y'all putting on this broadcast.
All right, Kyle Harbin coming home in third tonight.
Thank you, buddy. Y'all have a good night.
You too. All right. Bryce caught up with our race winner.
Justin White, our race winner. How are you doing?
I am doing awesome. I listened to the chat, got a few little hot tempers in there and whatnot, but hey, it's all gravy. I took and finally brought home the win. That's all that matters to me today.
Absolutely. You're now locked into the playoffs. How's that make you feel?
That is all I've been shooting for all season, is to lock myself in, not worry about points at this point, and just absolutely tear it apart at this point. Just give it all I can get. Take chances, gas mileage, tires, whatever it takes. Just don't wreck anybody and try to get as many wins now as possible.
Absolutely. So I'm seeing on my screen right now, you in 20 laps between you and second place on tires. When you saw them coming down pit road on lap 94, what was going through your mind right there?
When Nate said to stay out, he said stay out, and then he started second guessing himself, and I'm like, no, we've made the call. Trust your driver. Let's do this. And I knew that if we could get enough tire buffer, but enough cars with tires, that we could easily protect it as long as possible. And sure enough, it worked. And I've been trying to figure out short run speed. I figured it out. I knew that if we had enough buffer for those guys to two of those guys to run side by side a couple of laps, get a 2 or 3 second lead, I could easily protect that bottom if he ever caught me, and we'd end up finishing like the stage, or I would just walk away like I did right here, because I knew that buffer was going to play a big role.
Absolutely. So I saw you restarting on the high line and the low side, inside and outside tonight. What line was better for you?
They both were. What my whole goal was to try to, and Nate made the call, try to catch the guy who has the fresher tires behind the slower guys. If he lines up right behind you, then he's got a straight path right to the front, right to your bumper. If you lock him back there with those guys with older tires like you are, then it's going. The guys that are been running mid pack all day, they're going to slow them up, and you're going to get enough gap to where you're going to be able to sit comfortably, set your corners, and just get back in your rhythm and take off again.
Absolutely. Well, that makes Simbox 2 for 2 in our last 2 races. So Simbox is on a roll here. So go ahead and, with that being said, go ahead and thank those sponsors for us, and we get you out of here.
Absolutely. I want to thank Nate Maurer for being my crew chief. I couldn't have done it without him. I don't think I gave him enough props the last interview I did. He's been making great calls all season. We've got caught up in some stuff, but he's on it. He is a damn good crew chief. So absolutely thank you, Nate, for sticking with me. I'll be there tomorrow night to stick with you. I want to thank the broadcasters for putting it on. I want to thank all of our sponsors in the league for Bluegrass. Without you, we don't have this broadcast. Without you guys, we don't have this league. I want to thank the guys that drove me clean all night. Keith Hackney, Alan Duranco, those guys drove me absolutely clean all night, gave me plenty of room, even the light down cars. I want to thank those guys. And then I want to give a shout out to Grinds. If you're looking to quit chewing tobacco, Grinds coffee pouches will get you started down the right path. I had kicked that habit like 5 or 6 years ago. Still have the edge, still get the edge where I want something like that every once in a while. Grinds keeps me off of the tobacco. Hopefully I'll end up cancer free for a long time. So and then of course thanks to Simbox, they provided me my entire dash for my wheel. Wouldn't have any of the settings I've got without Doug Neal. So appreciate Doug Neal too.
Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is your winner, the 2 of Justin White.
All right. Well, BJ is going to head down and speak to your second place finisher.
That's right. I've caught up with the driver of the 69, Keith Hackney. Hackney, a lot of controversy surrounding that finish. What is your take on it?
Well, I mean, I was going for the position like anybody else would, and right there, that move, that cut down that I've run right there. I mean, it's hard to block, and he wasn't trying to block at all. I mean, I just caught him at the right time, and going back looking at the replay, didn't make no contact with him. So try to explain that to him, and he just is not listening right now, and that's okay. I wouldn't purposely do anybody like that. I don't care if it's for the win or not. I mean, that's not how I race. So I hate it, for him. I felt like I could not catch a break tonight, like at all. I got in a couple fender benders per se. I've had trucks get loose in front of me. Had to go down pit road a couple times, try to get some damage fixed. I sped off a pit road on the first or at the stage break, so that's the reason why I had to go to the rear. Just trying to fight back. This is one of my favorite tracks on here. I absolutely love it. I'm fast here every time I come. I just wish things would have fell our way a little bit more, but man, it's a good point tonight, as far as the stage and total points. And Justin was fast all night. I believe it would have been a good one if I could have stayed up front with him. But that's just the way how it goes sometimes.
You definitely found yourself back towards the back several times. You pretty much answered the next question I had already about what it was like coming through that field, but
It's my bad. It's very tricky. This track's hard to pass, especially when everybody's got fresh tires. But there again, goes back to that line that I was running. I mean, that's where I was making most of my moves, just cut down on both ends and just to get a nose underneath them going down the straightaway. And if I could get a nose underneath them, then I could pretty much pull them to the next corner. But it was rough. I felt like I was good in the long run. Also, I was looking at lap times, and I think I had probably the fastest truck on the long runs. It just too far back at some point, and man, just trying to keep your nose clean and stay out of the wall. That's very hard to do here. I actually got into the wall twice, coming out of the corners. It's very tricky with that. And I gave it all I had, and we come a little bit short. But next week we got Wilkesboro. I'm pretty decent there, so hopefully we can be up front again.
you did manage to pull it off, get it back up to the front and finish in second. It's going to thank our sponsors. Shout out to everybody who helps make it possible.
Man, just Team No Love, just hands down. Elite Performance Industries, they're just amazing people to be a part of. Dustin Hall, Dominator Designs, Custom Cabinets by Keith, Race Page Pro, NH Lens, Diamond Designs, KC Speedworks, just everybody who just does this every day. I mean, there's not a person on my team that don't put in work every day for something that we're running. Just like I was telling Harbin here earlier, like I haven't turned no laps here at all since I ran a league race with them a little over a year ago. And so when I hopped in the server, that was the first time I turned laps here. I haven't had time to practice because we're practicing for a big dirt street stock league tomorrow night. So I've been on the dirt and just my head's going all in 100 different directions right now. But just special thanks to everybody and y'all for putting on a hell of a broadcast as always. I got to give a shout out to Tasha and Tato. They're watching, and just everything they do for the league, man.
All right, well, congratulations again on your second place finish.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
All righty, let's conclude our broadcast of the Bluegrass Truck Series here at Dover tomorrow night, the same time, the same place. It's the Xfinity Series here at Dover. Until then, we wanted to go ahead and thank the sponsors: Roasted Jim's Coffee, Kinder, Butt Kicker, Nitro Racing, and Huffman. Until tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, be safe. God bless.